Alright, and I guess the other good thing about this is it's fairly linear, so you don't really have to worry too much about which way to go. I mean, there's a couple sections later on where you have to do like a little bit of backtracking, but it's really not too bad. And also, I guess the other good thing is it usually points out where the next chest is, so that gives you a good idea of where you want to go. And these fences here, the Bokoblins are completely blind to them, even though you can pretty clearly see through them. They cannot detect you through the fences, so what we're going to do here is wait for the one kind of at the end of the way to make his way back here and turn around so we can follow behind him. And of course, it's also kind of cool that whenever the enemies get close, you kind of hear Link's heartbeat a little bit, so it kind of takes over the music. And also, the music in this section is really cool. I like pretty much all the Eldin Volcano themes, really, and this one's no exception. And the Bokoblins are also basically deaf. You can kind of distract them once you get the Slingshot, but they don't react to your footsteps behind them or anything. Alright, so we can wait for this guy to get past and then also slip by this one. Okay, so we can make our way on the other side of the fence. Now we just have to hope that this one at the end doesn't really turn around and find us. But like I said before, their range of vision is pretty small, all things considered, so you really don't have to worry about it too much. And we got this searchlight here that we can't get past, so we're going to have to burrow underneath again. So again, pretty simple, straightforward path. And just, oh, we're going to have to break these rocks at the end. Don't get hit. Oh man, that was kind of close. Alright, so let's burrow up on the other side, and this should lead us to our next chest. Yep, right down on the ledge here. And this is going to give us back the clawshots, and that's going to open up our mobility quite a bit around this place. Because for whatever reason, you can see all these pea-hats are just kind of hanging out here, and they form a nice little bridge along to the other side. So let's take advantage of that. And of course, this whole, going through multiple pea-hats thing really reminds me of Twilight Princess, especially with, like, the exact same sound effects being used. So, it's kind of cool. It really just reminds me of City in the Sky, mostly, when you're fighting the dragon. Okay, so now we have made our way to the other side. We can make our around this lower corner, and we got these moving platforms. That opening there really doesn't get you anything, so you basically just want to ride this platform for a little bit. It's kind of a slow ride, but, a little bit of time to relax, I guess. Alright, and this is where we're going to hop off. There we are. And we get yet another introduction to where we need to go. So this is kind of a circular area. We're going to have to make our way kind of up towards that bridge a little bit. And that points out something we can deal with the whip, which we, of course, don't have. Alright, so the Bokoblin's going to make his way around. They always have the worst timing. If you just go forward, like as soon as you can, you'll almost always get caught. So he's going to get pretty close here, but because we have our face buried in the corner of the wall here, we'll be fine. Oh, and there he goes. Alright, so all we got to do is follow behind him for a little bit, and we're going to duck around the left side of that fence. So now we can use our clawshots to get over to this side of the bridge. Make our way up. And we're going to use one of these bomb flowers in order to roll at this tower, which will blow it up and also deactivate the searchlight, so that's cool. Also, I want to make sure... Whoa. Yeah, so you can get caught pretty easily if you're not careful. I'm pretty sure he would have saw me if I just rounded the corner, but I'm on top of things. Don't worry, we got this. Kind of a frame rate issue there. That was weird. And we're going to get our whip. Sweet. So that is our third item. Okay, and we can make our way back across the bridge because, of course, it pointed out that little contraption. And we're going to need to pull it up. And that will, of course, give us a pea hat we can use to claw shot. Ooh, nope, if I can hit it. Alright, so this is your chance to kind of take a little bit of a break. We got a bird statue here if you want to save. Of course, they're blue now because there's kind of this whole volcanic eruption thing going on. You can't get back to the sky, so we're stuck here until we figure all this out. So first things first, we're going to head up to this little ramp on the right, and we're going to have to use these bomb flowers for a couple things. Oh, really? That doesn't roll down the hill? That better be close enough. Okay, good. Looks like it took care of things. And we're also going to have to carry this one in here a little bit. This one, it feels like it's going to blow up in your hands, but we should be able to make it. There we go. See, it's pretty close, but, you know, it's not too bad. And then we can, of course, use this vent to get to the top of the slide. However, instead of going down the slide, it kind of points us in that direction. If you remember, that's towards the summit, the place where we need the fire shield earrings to get. And of course, it's a little too hot for the magma, so he's just kind of waiting outside. And we can make our way back across the bridge. We're going to have to backtrack kind of a little ways here. If we head down this cave, we've got some fire keys. If you really want, you can kill them with the claw shots, but I find it's just much easier to run past them. And of course, that way's the way we're going to go next. You know, as far as this section is concerned, I actually like it quite a bit. I mean, I think it works pretty well. This is probably one of the parts where some people would turn their nose up and be like, oh, it's a 4 stealth section in an action game. You know, this is terrible. Stealth should always be an option and stuff like that. But, I mean, it's kind of a staple, really, in Zelda games. And the way they do it works pretty well. You know, the guards aren't, like, overly aware. You know, they don't have some kind of like psychic way to tell where you are or anything. And you get a chance to kind of explore this place in a new way. So, you know, I think it changes things up and keeps things fresh, you know, really like just the right amount to keep things interesting here instead of just being like, oh, I gotta sneak my way through here, you know. You can't slice your way through all of life's problems, so sometimes you gotta find an alternate solution. So, unfortunately, I was terrible at picking up that bomb flower, since we're gonna have to wait for the next platform. But you can pretty much tell what we're gonna do here. We're gonna need to blow up that tower in order to get to the chest. Alright, so that's probably close enough. Let's go ahead and hop back on the platform. Throw the bomb at it. And that'll take care of business. And he falls into the lava. Oh man, that's kind of mean. I feel kind of bad for that guy. He was just minding his own business. And this one's going to give us back our Slingshot. Now, this is the first one, really, that's kind of practical for using on guards. That's also kind of why I was glad to pick up a few seeds earlier, because you can actually use this to stun them. You can also actually shoot it against walls to kind of distract them, though really you're better off just stunning them. You know, there's no real situation where distraction is better. So thankfully these pea hats are here, and we can make our way back up. Again, nothing really in that cave for us, so we're just going to leave it be. And now we're going to have to sneak our way back through the encampment. Now, they pretty much ensure that you need the Slingshot here in order to get past, because they just have one guard literally just standing there that never turns around. So you're going to have to use it to stun him and get by. Alright, so let's just peek out around the corner here, give him a shot. And during this time, you can just run right past them. You don't have to worry about them at all. And unfortunately, I got the attention of a red chew, but yeah, it'll kind of lose me there. Oh, dude, you're not supposed to come back here, man. What are you doing? Oh, man, he almost caught me. He was running over to me. Dude, get off. I gotta get away. Oh, man. Okay, that was a lot closer than it needed to be, I'll tell you that much. I was actually a little bit nervous. Because, like I said before, you get caught, it's game over. So, definitely would not be a good thing. We can also dig. There was also a spot back in the encampment you could dig up to get some more Slingshot seeds if you need them. And we can also use the Slingshot here to kind of stun this Bokoblin on top of the tower, which will also, of course, keep him from detecting us. And then we can burrow into the dig spot within. And we're going to have to do a little bit more work to blow up some rocks here. there we go. Okay, and then this chest over here is going to give us our bombs. Nice. So that definitely helps out quite a bit. And we've also gotten back most of our items at this point. We can also check on the map and see that all these chests that that Magma pointed out to us have been opened. And basically, you need the bombs in order to get to the next area. So this is really kind of the final thing that we're going to have to sneak around and collect. That's also kind of why I think that this stealth section works pretty well, because you get back like 5 of your items, then you'll see in the next section that they pretty much just say, okay, you got the point, here's the rest of your stuff. So, you know, like, it doesn't drag out too long. So I think there's a really nice balance being struck here that, you know, that speaks to pretty good game design, so that works for me. So we're going to have to make our way back, of course, to that area we need the fire shield earrings for, where that Magma's waiting just outside. So we're going to have to use our slingshot a little bit more. At this point, I guess you could also use bombs to try to kill these guys. I don't know if one bomb would be enough to take them out. It probably would, just kind of based on, you know, that's probably what the mechanics are. But it's pretty much easier to just stun them and get through this way. Yeah, but see, that was actually kind of an inadvertent example of, like, distracting one of the guards so they look where you shoot the slingshot. I actually just missed him, and he looked the other way, so. Alright, once we cross this wooden bridge, it's basically just straight ahead, and then it'll get us to where we need to go. Again, I'm not even bothering with the keys. Wow, they followed me a pretty long way. Alright, so this is where we want to be. Let's talk to the Magma and see what's up. So all the bad guys started disappearing. They were gathering up ahead. Gotta have something good. Oh, well, that works for me. So, of course, this is where we need the bombs to get through. With the eruption, these giant kind of lava rocks have fallen down and blocked the path, so we can blow them up. Then we can run on behind them and through to the next area. And like I said before, that's basically the end of the sneaking, because as you can see, at this point, they just give you your sword back. They're like, okay, you know, you got the point, so here's your weapon. You can just take things out the old-fashioned way. They also put this chest here for whatever reason that contains 5 rupees. I don't know, kind of a consolation prize, I guess. So we can examine our sword here and actually pull it up. That's kind of an annoying motion. It's because you have to turn the Wii remote upside down. But there we go. We got the True Master Sword back. However, that means our break from Thigh is also over. So, yeah, at least she's grateful we rescued her. She's detecting a strong source of power from the far right. And there's a likely chance that it's the dragon. So, cool. So let's reacquire the rest of our gear and then head over there. Remember, we checked this area out a little bit before, but I said there wasn't really anything you could do then, but we're going to have to check it out now. However, we need to get the rest of our equipment back first, so we can go ahead and check this room out. You can see there's a couple of Bokoblins kind of congregating around, and also one final chest. However, this is blocked off, which means we're going to have to find another way around. So as we go in here, we've got these spumes that we can take out. We don't have our bow, so we can just use Skyward Strikes. Works pretty well. You can also see there's a goddess cube in the distance and some moving platforms we can use. So let's go ahead and take him out first. Oh, nice. We also got the goddess cube. That's pretty cool. I believe upgrading to the True Master Sword also upgrades your Skyward Strike's reach. So that's why we were able to hit it from way back here. So that's pretty cool. Alright, now we just gotta wait for a platform to come by. Obviously, we're heading generally in that direction, but we're gonna have to use this cliff to get back around. Alright, so as we head up here, there's nothing we can do in there for right now, but we can make our way along the cliff. And this will basically just be kind of a way to get us into the other room that was blocked off before. Obviously, we're going to need to grab a water plant on our sword, because if they're there, we're going to need them. In fact, just in this room. And then we can hop across. Oh man, I didn't quite, yeah. I was afraid of that. Like, it looked like it wasn't quite far enough. Dare I try it again, and maybe it'll work this time? Okay, well, it worked this time. I guess my aim was just a little off. Just to go ahead and take out these keys. Now that we have our sword, things are much easier. And then we can hop down, take these guys out. Nice. Oh, that was cool. I love being able to do that. So, of course, our true Master Sword just completely puts fools in their place here. There's a lot of pots we can smash if we want. Most of these just have rupees. So, you know, it's a decent amount, so if you need them, you can break them, but I don't really care at this point. So let's go ahead and open this chest. And this will give us our adventure pouch and also the rest of our items. And now we are completely back in our fully recovered state. We're back up to 19 hearts, got all our items back. We also have our shield, so yeah, feeling good, and that's awesome. So at this point, we can just climb these cliffs over here, and that'll let us get back. I guess we could kind of head over here, but you can see this is just an obvious way of saying, hey, you can't get by here. They just block this off with a giant lava column, so I kind of like that. I think it's kind of funny. And we can drop off a bomb here, and that'll let us clear the way forward. Or back, I guess, as the case may be. Okay, and now that we're back here, we can head into this eastern room again. Good timing with the moving platforms. I like not having to wait. And then we hop off, and this time we can head straight forward and into the next room. Remember, Fi said she felt a source of power coming from within here. So basically, this is why we couldn't do anything in here before. First, I mean, if we had the sword, we could take care of that, but we don't have the hook beetle to take care of those. We also didn't have the arrows, which we can... Oh, I thought I selected the bombs. Which we can also use to take care of these a little bit quicker than the hook beetle, so I'm going to take advantage of that. So, you know, you would need either the arrows or the hook beetle to take care of that, and of course, you'd just be blocked off. So now we can head inside this big room. You can tell something exciting is definitely going to happen here. Alright, and there's the fire dragon. We haven't seen him yet. His face is kind of funny. It makes me laugh when I see it. But otherwise, he's a pretty cool dude. Like, look at his mouth. Like, I think it's really only his mouth that makes me laugh. It's huge. So yeah, he can definitely tell. He's a lot more observant than the water dragon. He can just tell by the mark on our hand that we're definitely the hero. So, you know, none of this, you know, pointless test or anything. He's just going to give us the song. And that's our second part of the Song of the Hero. Awesome. Yeah. So I don't really think they needed to explain this. I mean, it's a volcano. It erupts, you know? Like, that's what volcanoes do. So, the fire dragon apologizes for making things hard on us, but, you know, I like him a lot better than the water dragon, at least. We get there and he says, oh, look, you're the hero. I guess we should give you the song. And we're done, you know? That's how it should be. So there we go. That's the final Eldin Volcano section. Like I said before, I think it works pretty well. It kind of, I guess, just depends on whether or not you're really kind of into the stealth thing. But, you know, it's easy enough and it's short enough that really it doesn't matter, honestly, like if you don't like it. It still works all right. Okay, so now that we have the first two parts of the Song of the Hero, Thai is of course going to point us to the Lanayru Desert, which is where we're going to get our final piece. And now, of course, since the weather has calmed down, we can make our way back up to the sky. However, I think this looks like a pretty good place to stop for right now. So next time, we're going to make our way to Lanayru Desert. Since we finished up all the side quests, there's not a lot of those to do left, is there? So basically, it's just the story from here on out, it seems. Anyway, so until then, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.